Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. Let's talk books today. I am here to talk about a book that just came out today. It is Queen of Exiles by Vanessa Riley, who is an incredible historical fiction writer. I originally started reading Vanessa Riley through her historical romances, which I liked. However, I have truly fallen in love with her historical fiction books and historical mysteries. One of the things that I love so much about Riley's historical fiction is that she engages with the history of Haiti, especially of the Haitian Revolution, and that is again what she's doing in Queen of Exiles. In Queen of Exiles, we meet Haiti's one and only queen. They had one monarchy, and that was of the Christophe family. It was King Christophe and Queen Marie-Louise Christophe. In this book, we follow Marie-Louise as she is exiled from Haiti and is living abroad in Europe. When we meet her, she is in London. She has just made her way to London. She has nothing but what she was able to carry with her, including some jewels that she's hoping will kind of hold her up while she tries to get a hold of the money that she knows her husband transferred abroad for the family. At this time, Haiti's revolution was complete, but the history of Haitian revolution is super complex. Christophe was one of the leaders of the Haitian revolution, but at the end of the Haitian revolution, the world basically turned its back on Haiti, and so establishing a government after the Haitian Revolution was really difficult, given that Haiti lacked recognition from the rest of the world. The United States was one of the main countries that Haiti did business with. The U.S. bought a lot of Haitian sugar cane, but they bought it through the French, and the U.S., this was while Jefferson was president, refused to buy Haitian sugar that didn't come through the French, and so it heavily impacted Haiti's economy. So at this time, we get to see how King Christophe had been trying to gain recognition for Haiti, especially in Europe. The missteps he makes while trying to do that, and then how all of that affects his family, right? Because when we first meet Marie-Louise, she's in exile in London with two of her daughters. But one of the things that Riley does here is play with time. I've noticed this is a constant theme in her historical fiction novels, and that she's playing with how to take us back into the history and into the present of when the story is set. Here we go back between Marie Christophe in exile, newly in exile. We go back to her in Haiti as Queen of Haiti. We flash forward to her kind of later in her exile. We never flash back to them during the revolution, but it is clear that the Haitian Revolution plays a big impact in how her relationship with her husband, her relationship with her children, and her relationship with her sisters and with the newly formed country. It also it is clear that there is trauma from everybody involved here from their experience during the revolution. So, some of the key themes in this story and in this novel is one of love. Marie-Louise was clearly in love with her husband, but her husband asked a lot when he turned Haiti into a monarchy instead of following the path of like a democracy or something else. He was trying to rule over a very divided Haiti, and with his political enemies like constantly at his back, and so that put a lot of pressure on the marriage, a marriage that had already withstood a revolution. And in some ways, the story we read here is one which marriage was almost easier during the revolution, because it required a clear sacrifice of everyone, and everyone, like both Marie-Louise and her husband, were willing to kind of pay the price of that sacrifice. Since the revolution, though, there was an expectation that things would be easier, and instead they seem to be a lot harder, especially because Marie-Louise wants to define her role as a queen, and encounters a lot of roadblocks in her attempt to be the queen she wants to be. But she loves her husband. Now, when we first meet her in exile, she still loves her husband. She's mourning her husband, but her whole focus is her children. Later on, though, we get her try to move forward, not move away from the love she had for her husband, but move forward and understanding that she is still a woman, that she still craves love, that she still has love to give to a romantic partner, and what that looks like for a queen in exile. In particular, the Haitian queen in exile in Western Europe. Like the geopolitical situation plays an important role in what she does, what her daughters do, and like seeing that developed by Riley here is absolutely amazing. The other key theme then is of parenting. How do you parent in a monarchy, first of all, especially when your son is meant to be the heir? He's next to be the next king. He was not raised to be the next king, and also the relationship between that son and King Christophe is not a great one. They lost a child during the revolution, and so this is the son that is meant to inherit the crown is not quite prepared for the demands of what being the heir means. He's not, probably doesn't even want to be king, but it's what Christophe is demanding of his child. And as a mother, Marie-Louise then has to negotiate all these things, or try to negotiate as much as she's able to. In exile, she has two of her daughters with her, and one is very sick and has been sick since she was born, we're told. She's been very fragile, but has survived this whole time. But how do you do that? How do you push one daughter to like be free and to go explore everything while also protecting the other one as much as possible? And seeing Marie-Louise navigate that was just so human, so complex. I think Riley really did an amazing job kind of showing us the kind of the parenting that Marie-Louise has to do and how she negotiates the complexity of that parenting. So I loved all of those aspects of it. The shifts in time I thought were really interesting. The way Riley plays with them, I think sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. They really worked for me in Island Queen when I read this one. It really, really worked for me. In Queen of Exiles, at times they didn't. Now, every chapter is clearly labeled at the beginning with what year it's happening and the location. But sometimes I just didn't pay attention to that, and I felt a little bit lost as to where we were, because we're flashing back and forth, not between two different times, but actually 3 or 4 different times. We're seeing Marie-Louise in exile in London. We're seeing her towards the end of her exile, towards the end of her life, and then we see her in Haiti, and it's because the story is not taking place linearly. There's a bit of confusion, or there was a bit of confusion for me. Now, other readers might not. That might not be an issue, especially if you, unlike me, pay attention to all of these time periods, the different time periods in which the story is taking place. I should have known to expect that, but with that in mind, when I initially started reading the book, it caused some confusion. So know that going in, that that is an element there, and so you want to keep those timelines straight in your head so that the story makes a lot more sense than it did to me. I also just want to point out, like, just the story of the Haitian Revolution, the story of women during the Haitian Revolution is one that needs a lot more attention. The Haitian Revolution has been getting a lot more attention from historians in like the past 10 years, but there's still so much left to do in terms of like writing that history, and then making sure that history trickles down not just in college courses but through the K through 12 system in our country. So we don't teach this enough, and it's really actually a huge part of world history and of U.S. history. There's a lot of American history that we cannot fully understand if we don't understand Haitian history. And then on top of it, telling the history of the women that were critical parts of the Haitian Revolution. It's like it might take even longer to get some of that history out. And Riley, I feel like, just has said, like, bypassed a lot of that and said, I'm going to write the fictionalized versions of this. And in fact, I think almost fiction is almost a even better medium for telling some of these stories, because we don't know all the details of, like, Marie Louise's life. What we don't have a lot of surviving documents, also because a lot of things were burned down when the monarchy was overthrown in Haiti. So much of what was part of the Christophe monarchy was burned down and destroyed, and so there's a lot of holes in the kind of sources we have and we can have to tell that history. And so filling those holes through fiction, through really informed fiction, right? Like, this is not like Riley is just making things up out of thin air. It seems to me that what Riley is doing with these stories of women that were key parts of the Haitian Revolution, it is looking at all the history, the evidence. She has clearly looked at the primary sources, y'all. Like, it is clear. She's taking all the documented history we have, looked at what we don't have, and filled in those voids with the historical documents, with a deep understanding of who these people are and where their life ends up. That part to me is just so masterful. I cannot rave enough about the kind of history that Riley is doing in these historical fictions, including Queen of Exiles. It's amazing. So if you like historical fiction, I think you have to read Riley. You just have to. I don't know why she is not being even more celebrated, because I just don't see anybody else writing historical fiction in this kind of way. Other people do this kind of masterful work. But I really think there's something very unique here happening with Riley's writing and with the subjects she's taking on. So few people are writing about the Haitian Revolution, about the women in the Haitian Revolution in fiction, and she is doing it. She's doing it and doing it really, really brilliantly. So like I said, if you like historical fiction, you have to read Riley. I would actually recommend starting with Island Queen. She also has Sister Mother Warrior. That's another one set during the Haitian Revolution, based on real history. And that one was also a fantastic read for me. And of course, Queen of Exiles, which is just out. I do recommend it as well. Like I said, I had some of the time jumps for me didn't quite work, but I think it is absolutely worth reading. Also, if you're into history, if you want to learn more about history, I think as long as you go in knowing that this is historical fiction, I think there's still a lot of actual history to learn from Riley in Queen of Exiles. And if you've liked Riley's writing in any of her other genres, in romance or in mystery, I think that you might enjoy some of historical fiction, because there's enough historical elements in her historical romances and then the historical mysteries that I think if you like how she handles it there, I think you're gonna love the way she handles it in these historical fiction novels. So I have I raved enough about Riley. She's also seems like just a really lovely person. I've had the opportunity to meet her a couple of times. She signed my books. She didn't sign. Oh, she did sign Island Queen. Here it is. And she was incredibly lovely. So yeah. I did read a arc of Queen of Exiles. I actually requested this arc from NetGalley. I was approved, so I read it for free. It was an e-arc. I was not paid for a review. I was not paid to write a positive review in any way, shape, or form. I just received a free arc via NetGalley, and it was an arc that I requested because I am such a fan of Vanessa Riley, so I want to make sure that that is in the open and clear here, that I'm disclosing that. If you have any questions, if you'd like to chat about any of Riley's books, please leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!